member for Wabag.
Thank you, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me also thank our good Minister, Honorable Kino Kafio, for bringing his bill, much-needed bill, to the floor of Parliament. Let me also acknowledge our people from the School of Medicine and Health Sciences who are here today. Mr. Speaker, human resources, the number one resource, natural resource any nation has. And trying to put in facilities and things to look after human resource should be the number one priority of any government, for that matter. Mr. Speaker, currently we have a human resource crisis, human resource crisis in the country. That's a fact we have to establish, number one. There's a human resource crisis in the country. As you've heard, some statistics being presented by the Health Minister and of course the Higher Education Minister, the doctor to population ratio right now is about 1 to 17,000 or 18,000. And the WHO recommended ratio is 1 to 1,000 people. That's the doctor to human resource or to population ratio. So you can see we are about 16,000. We have one doctor saving 16,000 people. In actual fact, they should be saving 1,000 people. So that's why you see a lot of our hospitals congested, a lot of our patients being frustrated over the types of services being provided by our doctors. Mr. Speaker, that's one of the reasons why a lot of our doctors are actually leaving the medical profession. There's a brain drain happening as we speak. There's a lot of them who are actually going to other overseas countries, even to our smaller neighbor Pacific Island countries, because they're being paid good remuneration in those jurisdictions. Mr. Speaker, it is about time we establish a own university that sets its own agendas and looks after its own human resource. One of the biggest problems we have right now at our medical faculty is that a lot of experienced and professional doctors and professors have actually left the School of Health, Medicine and Health Sciences, simply because the remuneration package is not enough to maintain them. So a lot of our lecturers have actually left those schools and they're actually working in the public spaces now. To give you an example, the young doctor who graduates out and actually works in the public space earns about the same amount of salary as the professor who actually works at the School of Medicine and Health Sciences. So this big disparity is actually moving people. There's like a local brain drain that's happening where doctors are actually moving from academic institutions to public spaces and even private spaces. And with this bill now, what will happen is that the new university will basically set its own agenda. So in terms of the remuneration packages they'll be setting out, they have the power now to do that on their own. Whilst they were under the University of Papua New Guinea, they never had that leverage to do that because they subscribe to the same bylaws. So, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to congratulate the Minister for bringing this bill. We have to address this. This is a crisis we are facing right now in the country. The other thing I want to point out is, in terms of the economic returns, I'll just give you an example. So far, there's about 1,500 patients who are fronted at our intervention cardiology unit for stents, for angiograms, and all of that. And for you to get that same service in a cheaper sort of jurisdiction like in Manila, it will cost you a minimum of 50,000 kina. I used to do patient referrals for Enga provincial government when I was working as a doctor. And the minimum amount of money you need to attend one of those good facilities in Manila is about 50,000. So if you multiply 50,000 by 1,500, that's about 75 million kina. So we've so far spent about 30 million kina in establishing the cardiothoracic unit, and you can automatically see the return of investment. More than 300% already within a year or two. So in terms of economic returns, in terms of the return in investment in establishing this university, there's so much. You look at the productivity. When people get sick, they leave work for longer hours when you don't have proper facilities to attend to, or proper training facilities, so to speak. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a very good investment that the government is going to make when we finally establish a standalone university. in terms of the kind of patients that tertiary health care will serve. A lot of times we say public health is the way to go. That's true. It deals with the numbers, not the quality of people. If you look at the elite bracket of this country, these are the people who come down with lifestyle diseases. They come down with stroke. They come down with heart attacks. These are the people that will be treated at these tertiary health facilities that we are trying to establish. So when you don't establish those facilities, the cream of the nation gets taken away. And it costs the nation a lot because we invest so much in these people. And at the same time, in terms of their productive outcome, the nation misses out. So, Mr. Speaker, I believe it's about time we establish a standalone university. And in terms of capacity, my suggestion would be, there's a new hospital that's actually going to be built. I think we should look, because we should look ahead, 10 years, 20 years from now, given the rate at which our population is growing, soon that place will be overcrowded. So maybe the government should look at an expansion sort of plan when it thinks of establishing this university. One of the things we did when I was minister was we were trying to bring out these satellite schools in all the big hospitals throughout the country, because the capacity right now in the short term, if we look at the short term, the capacity at the university right now is such that it can't take more students. So once we move those people who are doing third years, fourth years, and fifth years, those who are doing clinical medicine, once we start moving them to the bigger hospitals, we will free up space for those who come to do their clinical, basic medical science. Mr. Speaker, during the COVID pandemic, there were two things identified by WHO that had an impact, that had a very big impact in how services, health services were given out to the people. Those two things, number one, human resource. Number two, an ICT-based platform. Because right now, the world is actually short of doctors and nurses. Australian rural hospitals are actually prying on our medical resource, and they're taking them. So one thing they've realized is that even if you don't have the capacity or the numbers to go to the rural areas, an ICT-based platform can actually provide consultation services to the very remote areas in the country. And with that, I want to bring one dissenting view or one sort of frustration to the floor. Starlink is there to be gotten. We have nothing to hide, from the rest of the world. Mipla no karombla something or nuclear weapons or mipla hiding technology or something. Mipla poor country. Bring him Starlink come now and can provide him all the services lo rural area blo mipla. Why is the agencies, responsible for allowing such companies to come into our country, stifling the process? All seem to have some kind of conflict of interest. Huh? Legally company where you go back door and ask him or give him a little money. Yeah, this company is owned by the richest man in the world. Huh? Australia is doing that. You mean it put him all these rural areas so that our doctors in big hospitals and universities can provide these e-medicine services.
Honorable Minister, point of order. Honorable Member, what?
Mr. Doctor, and he resigned for the Education Health Minister. So my point of order is, you stop long, Health Minister, you resign. Now you're telling the people that we should do that, this and that. I'm not a doctor, but how you talk here? You sort of really.
Honorable Member, your point of order is out of order. When you have to make him debate them, you can stand up. No, you can make him debate. Minister.
Thank you, Speaker. Brother and Bella, the Semino support the member and Simbu Governor and Dr. Ga. You'd like to tighten people come straight in. But when I was minister, my number one priority was human resource. every time I give him updated report long NSC na Prime Minister long progress me make him address him something. So, I mean of playing politics. You get some lab where you can play politics, but law medicine, where deal want them lives from people, you should address him. So what may I talk him about? It's the Starling program. Through you, Mr. Speaker, Prime Minister. Starling program, you should start establishing now. Why you stop him Starling program in the country? Plenty benefit of the Starling program. Well, I have a system lo mibla lo district I lo print him check. Mibla wait 2-3 months lo print him because network problem. You see, those are the two recommendations WHO made during their first convention after COVID. Stopped all other international travels. The first meeting they had after COVID, they identified two main impacting important resources that actually took part in mitigating the COVID factor that we had. And number one is the number of human resource. Number two, ICT-based platform. Any nation who has an efficient ICT-based, services, health services, did really better during COVID time. So on time bisla, I just talk, thank you long minister, we bring him bisla, bill come, but maybe support him. Now me talk, thank you, the health minister to good work, you may continue. I think it's about time you may increase the number of health workforce because I'm crisis level now. Thank you.